We are going to look at the worksheet. We have number 7 here. In order to graph, we do need to make sure these are in y equals mx plus b form. So they are not, so we need to solve them. So that's what we're going to do on our sheet of notebook paper. On each problem like this, you do need to show your work. So you will draw your line down your inequality symbol. And it's the same step every time. You move the x and then divide by the number in front of y. So we are going to move the x by subtracting. Carry down what the y value is. So this is negative 4y greater than or equal to mx plus b. So negative 5x plus 4. Because these cancel. So you move the x and divide by the number in front of y. The number in front of y is a negative 4. So we're going to divide everything by negative 4. When you do that, you have to flip the sign. And you only flip whenever you divide by a negative. Otherwise, you don't have to flip it. So it's y is now less than or equal to. So some of y'all are struggling with the fractions. I'm going to clear the memory on my calculator. Second plus 7, 1, 2. And don't put the x in. Just put in alpha y equals. We're going to see what this fraction reduces down to. It's 5 over 4. The slope, you want to leave it as a fraction. So all that happened here was a negative divided by a negative. So it's 5 over 4x. And then the other one is 4 divided by negative 4, which is negative 1. So minus 1. So our m is 5 over 4, and our b is negative 1. So this is the symbol for less than or equal to, so it's going to be a solid line. Less than means below. So once you get one of them done, go ahead and graph it. I'm going to graph it on here just so I know what it's going to look like. So everybody go to their calculator. And we're going to put it into y equals. Do alpha y equals to get that fraction. And we're going to do 5 over 4x minus 1. But go over to the left side. Push enter on here. And we want it to be the below triangle. So remember in the calculator, it is this. That's to get it to shade below. You should be doing this with me. I'm not doing this for my benefit. I'm doing it for yours. Don't be lazy. Hit graph. So now we know what it looks like. So we do need to graph it on our paper. Okay. So we always start with the y-intercept. This is my y-axis. We're starting at negative 1. So remember, this is what it's going to look like when we finish. So you start with your y-intercept. I'm going to put a star there. That's where I start. The star is where you start. Y-intercept is -1. Then your slope is 5/4. So we're going to go up and right. Up 5 and right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you do it again. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go back down to your y-intercept and do the complete opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is all that we can do on that. So now that we have the points, we're going to draw the line and then shade it. It does say that we're going to do a solid line. Use some kind of straight edge, extend it the whole graph. And this looks very similar, right? Looks like we did it correctly. If you want to find some points, if you're still struggling with graphing, you could go to second graph for the table, and you have points on here that you could plot. So 0, -1 is there. 4, 4 is there. -4, -6. So see how I could get those 3 points just by looking at the table? The way I got that was second graph. That's your table. Then you can hit graph again to look at it. So we're shading below. So shade below. And they look the same. Somebody the other day, or yesterday, they were like, so the calculator gives you the answer? Yes, it does. All you got to do is put it in, and it gives you the answer. All right, let's go to the second equation. 2x plus 3y equals 9. Okay, so on your sheet of notebook paper, we're working that out. So go ahead and subtract your x, divide by the number in front of y. Subtract the x. Carry down. This is a positive 3y, so you're just going to put 3y greater than -2x plus 9, because you can't combine those. And then divide by the number in front of y, 3. So we didn't have to flip this time because you only flip if you divide by a negative. We didn't. So it's y is greater than -2/3. So if you're not sure if that reduces or not, you can put it in the calculator. But it doesn't. It's just going to stay -2/3 x. Then 9/3. If you have 9 and you divide by 3, you get 3. So let's write down our m. -2/3. And our b is +3. What kind of line is it going to be? Let's look at our symbol. It's a greater than sign. So is it going to be solid or dashed? Dashed. And then greater than, the way I think about greater than is if I have greater than $100, that means I have above $100. So this is an above. So you're going to start with the 3 whenever you graph this. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it in the calculator. You can go and put the other one on there. So go to y2, alpha y equals -2/3 x plus 3. You do need to go over here and select the above triangle. So the above triangle is like this. Push enter twice. Now hit graph. So see where above is going to be? So we're going to end up double shading this area right here. But let's go ahead and graph it. If you want to, you can go to second graph and find some points. So we're looking at the red one this time, y2. -3, 5 is a point. 0, 3 is a point. I don't want any of those fraction points, just the whole number ones. 3, 1 is a point. I'm going to go back to how I normally graph, which is starting at our y-intercept. So you go up to 3. I'm going to do this one in red. And then our slope is -2. So it's going to be down and right. So down 2, 1, 2, right, 1, 2, 3. Then you keep on going down and right. Down 2, right, 1, 2, 3. Down 2, right, 1, 2, 3. You follow that same tempo. Down 2, right, 3. Down 2, right, 3. Down 2, right, 3. Then you can do the complete opposite. Go up 2, left 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 2, left 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 2, left 3. And all your points should line up. Now don't forget, this is a dashed line. So whenever you set up your line, put your arrows on the end, extend it the whole way, and we are going to shade above. So you look at where the y-intercept and you go above that. So it's all of this area. And if you need to, you can always look back at your calculator and it gives that to you. So I'm going to do mine this way. So, where is the double shading? It's with U. So, circle U. So, whenever you are finishing this up, you can look and see, okay, number 7 is U. So, down here where you have 7, you're going to put a U. All right, so the rest of this is for you to finish. Make sure that you show your work on the rest of the ones that are not solved for Y on the sheet of notebook paper. And also check your answer in the calculator so you make sure you have it all correct.